Hello, world. Okay, tonight's featured reader is Tim Hicks. Tim is a mediator by day and writer by day and night. He is co-author of the book, The Process of Business/Environmental Collaborations, Partnering for Sustainability. Author of the novel Last Stop Before Tomorrow, that offers a perspective on climate change and our struggle to respond. And author of what has been called a groundbreaking book, Embodied Conflict, the neural basis of conflict and communication. Here is Tim Hicks.
Thanks, Mark. Let me set the timer here just so I know where I'm at. Thank you for being here, because it would have been lonely to read tonight with this hall empty. I do not consider myself a poet. I write poems, as I think all of you do. They come occasionally. I don't try to write them. I do have to kind of coax them sometimes, but I actually don't know what to make of them. So I'll let you kind of form your opinion about them. And there's something kind of challenging about poetry, because we're trying to use words to capture something that's elusive. Otherwise, we wouldn't be writing poems. We'd probably write prose, or we wouldn't write at all. But there's something always that we're trying to get, and we're using poetry as a way to kind of trick language to carry whatever meaning, whatever thing we want to say. So we're using language to trick language, and these first couple of poems kind of have to do with that. The first one that I'll read came this past Tuesday, and I have a feeling it came, as you'll understand, unconsciously because of this opportunity I had tonight, that somehow my psyche was working on it, and this question of words and how to speak with poetry. And it's called, What Words Worthy? What words, boy, I lost my glasses, so I've got these weird glasses that don't really work, so this is a bit challenging. What words worthy of the distances between galaxies and the deep wonder of wonder? What words sufficient to till the rough acreages of our lives? What language can at all capture creation and its mirror image crumbling before us, the rise and the fall of our land and our lineage, the swelling and the sighing of it all? How can symbols and syntax suffice to quell the urgent need and satisfy our sentience? How, between me and thee, can meeting make of meeting meaning, when even light has its limits? Sounds we seek to still the echoing silence, matrices to scaffold complexity, structured time's steady monotony, and satisfy our quest for self and sanity. This is a tricky bridge we tread on, with words as stepping stones between one muteness and another. In the end, no words, and even now, barely. And then this other one, I have a feeling I read here a while back, but I thought I'd read it again because it has to do with the same question of how we use words to communicate in poetry. It's called Words Limit Poem. Words limit poem, wishing, and I should say actually before I read it that in this poem I'm trying to kind of wreck grammar and wreck syntax a little bit, break it up a little bit. So it's a little challenging maybe to hear just one time through and get, but that is part of the purpose of it. Words limit poem, wishing, meaning reached. Can't more than bootstraps, tugging at desire to could. All the long day's heart beating in trial of time. At most, can letters rising from deep loam signal survival still. This moment, less like now than memory, and less attention. If can from island send, even so winds blow, scatter vowels beyond the final punctuation. At best, within intervals, semblance and sensation some matched with meter. Care can, unfeigned, carry sound, but stopping no time or ever. And then this one is also a recent one. It came a couple of weeks ago when I was walking from a Les Schwab to a breakfast eatery to eat while Les dealt with my car. And coming around a corner, I came into a parking lot, and there was someone sleeping without covers on the parking lot pavement. And it really got me and kind of changed the tenor of my breakfast, and this poem came from it. It's called Another Love Song. Hard sometimes, the pavement for a bed, hard against time's softness, when alone we face eternity's ending in our own. Hard sometimes the distance from yesterday's longing to tomorrow's bellwether ringing its toll, and the distance between me and thee we reach across to find some solace in our sameness. There is such glory in the sun's rising and the moon's cold reminder, in the soul's lyric voice that echoes against the walls of our dying day. Each of our hallowed bodies, sensitive as sandcastles to nature's tides, is precious beyond measure and deserves more love than is sometimes given, and more than we are able sometimes to receive. There is more to say than words can reach, whether the evening spread out against the sky or the morning tattered. More to ponder, more to matter, more to say, however scattered, however fertile, however barren the grammar of our visit, to ask, what is it? Hard sometimes it is to welcome every gritty moment when the pavement's harsh and empty message aches our bones and fog curls round at dusk and threatens drowning. This is a task, however hard, to leaven life's labors, while we nevermore will be than now. This one came when I was feeling a bit forlorn, a little bit unknown, a little bit underappreciated, particularly underappreciated by myself. And it's called The Silver Shore Beckons. The silver... How do I want to read this? Oh, yeah. The silver shore beckons, calling for deeper love than my poor flesh can waken in its threadbare nakedness. I cry out in open-hearted silence, mute with longing beneath the heavens, while time passes slower than glaciers and faster than my blood moves. Breathing is all I can do well. The rest is ashes burned in some other life. No song to soar with the waves crashing and my soul's weeping. The glory of these moments will pass like sunrise sets and mountains drift to sea. And then this one a little bit more upbeat, just to make you feel better, or make me feel better. It's called There Is a Beat. There's a beat and a sound here. You hear it. And a tone when we feel it, and a meter to the planet, and such majesty to life. There's a song in our emotions, in the syncopation of our confusions, and the cry of our devotions to the heart's expansive score. There's a melody to take us through the storms of our rehearsals, through the seasons we must improvise, a counterpoint to dying. Oh, holy music made of love and suffering, bathe us in your colors. Let the silence still us to the ache in our fingers and our bones. Let us find the harmony, the notes that plot a passage, that spell a message of reflection and protection, if only we will trust and pay attention. Trust and pay attention to the intervals that link us, relations that give us meaning in our symphony of loss. Next one. Two ever so much only. Two is the T with two O's. Two ever so much only will violence bring misery, and love by betrayal betrayed. Only two only we lose when endeavor fails and loss to weakness succumbs. Elusive is which we for life long, and slips through the heart's grasp like sigh of soul's lament that yearns for reach and hasp. Too tough the touch when we wanting hide the fountain's dryness and the garment rent, as if by magic we can the hidden hide. How to prevail can kindness, in briefest moment traversing? How can we, two all elbows, manage to a while maneuver through the straits of our Messinas? to find, by fortune's gift, the riddle's answers, the puzzle's proper shape. I don't quite know what to make of this one, but here it is. It's called When. When I sculpted like Michelangelo, when I invented miracles, when I sang arias that brought angels to tears, when I crossed rivers to discover myself, when I abandoned fear and accepted madness, when clouds painted my mind with the wisdom of the reckless, and all creation was within my reach. The mystery remained, and I was not ready to die. All I want is eternity and the inebriation of understanding. The fathomless depth beneath our voices eludes my reach. I am not alone in this. We all walk as if the ice is thin. The ice is thin. Nothing more serious calls for laughter. However loud we are, there are moments when the stillness holds, quieting all certainties. What is it I am trying to say, and why? Are not the vistas I witness in the spaces between sufficient to satisfy and quiet my bald ambition? For all the stone to be hewn, this body must be sufficient, this time for all there is. I think, Mark, you read I Will Sing on My Deathbed, didn't you? A couple of weeks ago. Well, I'll read it then. It's called I Will Sing on My Deathbed. I will sing on my deathbed, glory the ending, sufficient to honor the passing of the windswept days that have carried me above the depths of this marvelous place, full of pain and suffering and beauty beyond measure. I will sing out so freely that the jackdaws smile, and so loudly that the children down the hall will remember when they are grown old. May I on my deathbed sing of my failures that have garnished the core of caring that held me buoyant enough against despair to hear my final song. May I sing both the laughter and the tears that are as one in the melodies of life, so that my turbulent longing bends towards some semblance of serenity as moment pushes moment ever onward into the distance. May my deathbed hold me as if time stood still while I sing until I am done, and the cock crows the arrival of the morning of my ending. I do not now feel done, and will likely not then. Okay. This one is called Lay Me Down. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Lay me down. Lay me down, oh yes, one day I will lay me down like an old Douglas fir. One day soon I will lay me down to mulster and mold my soul in time's deep cavern. But for now, I feel still the sap in my veins and the urge of my skin to be touched by the tender wind that presses ever more forcefully while ever harder it is to resist those caresses that will pull me gently down. From this vantage, I marvel at the beauty and the sparkle, the wetness and the wildness, and the painful travesties of the men who continue with such intemperate intensities to fail their mothers, their sisters, and others, of the men who have yet to learn from the desperate demands of their birthright mortality. From this vantage, I see the tracks of my own path melting behind me, and all about so much love and madness that I know not whether to laugh or to cry, with the wind louder each day and my end more implausible. An aging friend of mine said today, I feel lonely when I have to say goodbye. It was love and life he spoke of as the leaves of his memories detached, piling around his feet to cushion his final purpose. I stand now, for however long, determined to savor the harvest of my many failures, and in my wavering wonder, what can I possibly do to make amends and complete the glory while my species fails this opportunity that we share so separately, though we are all as trees in the forest. Some murmur of meaning pervades and eludes, rooted in the ruckus of relationship. Some intimation shines like an inspiration in the night sky, which surely it is. As I said, I'm not often sure about my poems, but this one I've always known I really like. It's called Cat Sleeps Daytime. Cat sleeps daytime. We have so little time. Daytime passing. We know while cat sleeps unworried. Days pass like paddle wheels moving us down river. Shore there, I watch the passing while cat sleeps, drowsy afternoon. I can now this or that while cat sleeps. Soon I sleep, reluctant. Days swoon like dream time. Cat sleeps unconcerned, though ears twitch from time to monitor the passing. Mountains move while cat sleeps. Tender time swoops like swallow's flight. I move in accordance. Cat sleeps this daytime now. This one is called Savor the Emptying. Savor these last few raisins and almonds in the bowl. Let the emptiness arrive as it will in the eating. When it was full, we took as if there were no tomorrow. But now, more bowl bottom than contents remains. The bowl holds a silence that will be complete when the final 3 fat, sweet, dark raisins and the last brown almond we lift to our mouth. We will have come to the end of provisions. There will come a time when we can replenish no more. This is practice. This one's called I Feel Immortal. I feel immortal this sun-drenched day after hours of lovemaking have made me richly tired, and the glories of the body have shone brightly for days and days. I feel immortal because the present stretches to eternity and my cells sing now. I feel immortal because I am only able to be here. There is no place else, and my dying is slow as an hour hand that makes me cry with the watching. I feel immortal because dying is something I have never known, only intimations, suggestions, distance as the stars in other galaxies. I feel immortal because the pain of my love for you knows no bounds, and time is insufficient to hold all that I am. Even as my jowls begin to hang and my beard turns gray, I feel more alive, as if awakening to an expanse, and learning is like the joys of birth that continue and continue, like the laughter of your orgasm that goes on and on. There are words, exquisite, necessary, blatant, sweet, excruciating, solitary. There are words ineluctable, entrancing, opaque, terminal. There are words rich and wet, your touch and boundaries blur. There are words that dance like fireflies beside the river. There are words that fold in upon themselves and plant seeds, fecund and barren at once. I tire ceaselessly from a source that will waste me in the end. But for now, I will not die, and tulips spring forth like color-bold erections, and I stand here now amazed. I stand here now amazed, with time parting its waters and only every sweet atom spinning like a welcome, and you here beside me. For time. Oh, almost done. One more then. Okay, because there were a few about words, here's a shorter one about words. It's called Exquisite Words. Exquisite words on page and heart. Exquisite words, the tender tithings of tethered souls. Exquisite words formed in morning's madness, offerings better than hiding. Let my crippled leg drag through the fallen leaves to leave at least a trace. Let some unknown bequest be be humbled in its nakedness. Exquisite words from breast to bottomlands, across the cavernous expanse that only words and touch can span, magnificent like ardor, and magnificent like waterfalls, yearning the courage to complete, yearning dogged grapplings to succumb. Oh, words of morning, mundane like sunrise glory, match my soul's intent. Let not the cynic's sword stifle, let not the tender heart repent, nor lips and tongue relent. Thank you. Thanks again for listening. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim. Wasn't that terrific? That was great. No, he's a total poet. That's the reason why he's here. Okay, a couple things. We have 2 sign-up sheets in the back. One's for the open mic. You sign up on that one for the open mic. One's for the mailing list. Sign up on that one for the mailing list. There's some cheese and crackers back there. There's a lot of cookies back there. So eat the cookies and eat the cheese and eat the crackers. There's a little container back there for money for the Salem Poetry Festival. And so we'll take a break and then come back for the open mic.